Heather, the Malachite Lady, and I'm here with another Wellness Wednesday episode here on the channel. For those of you who are new, welcome, and I invite you to come along with me on my gardening journey, my wellness journey, and creating art by subscribing to the channel and clicking on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Right now I'm trying to do gardening videos on Monday, wellness on Wellness Wednesday, and art and DIY on Friday DIY. So come along and join me. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Hopefully you'll find something in this video that interests you and enriches your life in some way. So today we're going to talk about Wellness Wednesday. I'm sitting here in my garden. You see the lovely purple potted peas over my shoulder, and I'm just wanting to talk to you a little bit about wellness and the fact that it is more than just a number on the scale. You know, so many of us fixate on that number because our doctors do, and we also fixate on what size jeans we wear, can we fit into that two-piece bathing suit, and I'm no different. You know, I'm definitely someone who needs to lose more than a few pounds to get to my quote-unquote goal weight, but I also suffer from disordered eating. I've never been diagnosed formally with an eating disorder because I only recently started therapy, and when I was really suffering from that sort of thing, I was a teenager and wasn't seeing a therapist at that time. So I definitely don't have a formal diagnosis, but you do not eat your way to over 300 pounds if you have a healthy relationship with food. So I've really had to adapt my thinking so that I don't fall down that rabbit hole again and end up starving myself or throwing things up or things like that. So one of the things that I've had to really consider is that I can't look at that number on the scale and think, okay, when I'm at my goal weight, I'm going to weigh X number of pounds, because that number is going to change the closer I get to it based on how much muscle I put on between now and then. If I tried to get to, I did some math at one point and I figured out, you know, what would I weigh if I got down to that 25% body weight, body fat that they tout is healthy for a woman my age. And if I tried to get to the goal weight that my surgeon set for me, and if you haven't caught previous videos, I did have weight loss surgery in 2010. But if I tried to get down to the weight that my surgeon set for me, I would have to, because I have plenty of muscle built up from years of skating and dancing and cheering and color guard and all of that stuff, I would have to get down to, I would have to lose some muscle, or I would have to get down to like 8% body fat. And that is simply not healthy for me. It's not really healthy for anybody, to be honest, that of the female persuasion at least. We are designed by Mother Nature to carry a little bit more fat on our person. So I decided that even though he is a doctor, I'm not a doctor by any means. I'm not even a PhD, so I'm not questioning his knowledge based on his years as a bariatric surgeon. But I also know that I refuse to starve myself down to an unhealthy body fat simply to get to a goal weight that may or may not be where I need to be. So instead of worrying about that number on the scale, I am more concerned about other things that have nothing to do with the number on the scale and everything to do with how I feel. Is my blood sugar in normal ranges? Is my cholesterol normal? Am I sleeping good at night? Could I finish a 5K in a certain amount of time? Can I finish a full marathon? So things that don't have anything to do with the number on the scale or the number on the tag inside my clothes, because those are so arbitrary. And men's clothes are a little bit different. You've got a waist size and an inseam, and there's the size for men's jeans or men's pants. Women, we know, girls, we know, right, that I can buy a pair of jeans in 3 different colors from the same brand, and they're gonna fit different. And we'll not even talk about the height of unfair that clothing is, size wise, but that's true. And so I'm not really worried about what size my clothes are. I just want to feel better. I want to be able to finish the races that I set in front of me. I want to be able to take care of this gorgeous garden and my house and be there into my old age with my husband. We've been married, in April we were married 25 years, which is really hard for me to believe sometimes. There are days it's like, no, we've only been married a couple of years, right? Weren't we just 20 last week? But we're not, we're not 20 anymore. And so I'm having to keep that into consideration and remind myself that I'm not 20. I'm not going to lose weight like I would have if I had started this journey in my 20s. So if you are in your 20s, learn from me. Start now. If you have the opportunity to start a wellness journey, if you've got some weight to lose and you're younger, take advantage of the metabolism that you have in your 20s and don't wait until you're the age that I am. And I tell you all, I'm going to be authentic on the channel. And so I am 47 years old. I'll be 48 in October. So yes, I have been married almost over half my life at this point to the same fellow. We met in college and we're college sweeties. And so we've been together a really long time and have grown together and grown apart and grown back together. And so it's really it's been an adventure. And he is very supportive of my channel, of my garden, of this wellness journey. He's helping me the best he can. He knows that we both have some pounds to lose. And I apologize. My neighbor is now mowing his grass, so we're gonna stop for a minute. My neighbor is mowing his lawn with his ginormous tractor type thing, so I moved inside to finish up the video. Sorry about that. I'll hopefully cut out all of the noise from his machinery. Anyway, I just wanted to spend a few minutes with you all today to talk about the fact that wellness is about more than just that number on the scale. So I don't say I'm losing weight, I say I'm banishing weight. It's all about the mind games that we play with ourselves. I don't say I'm losing it because I don't want to find it again. I am banishing it from the kingdom, voting it off the island. I want it gone and I don't want it to come back. So I am using my language to reframe how I am looking at things. So I'm very sticker motivated. So if I set forth some goals, like however many steps I want to get that day, how much water I want to drink, how much exercise I want to get, etc. And I do that, then I give myself a sticker. I went to the Dollar Tree and got a bunch of stickers like teachers would put on papers that say, way to go, good job, because I'm sticker motivated. I know it's silly for somebody who is nearly 50 years old to be sticker motivated, but here we are. So in addition to the physical aspect of my wellness, which involves training for either my 7th half marathon or my first full marathon, stay tuned. I haven't decided yet. It's really going to depend. I'll probably try to make that decision in early to mid-September, based on how I'm doing with my training. But That means I'm getting at least 30 minutes of activity every day, whether it's walking, gardening, yoga, whatever. I'm moving my body 30 minutes a day. And then one day a week, I'm doing my longer workout, which is walk, running, or just walking. I haven't quite worked up to just running yet, but if intervals of, so many seconds of running to so many seconds of walking work for Olympian Jeff Galloway, they certainly work for me. So I am not forcing myself to run an entire half marathon or an entire full marathon. And anyone who tries to tell you you're not a runner because you take walk breaks, then send them to me and I'll set them straight. Because, Olympic caliber runners take walk breaks. So I've got the physical. I think I'm getting that habit built pretty good. Then I'm, trying to drink 90 ounces of water a day. I'm trying to fuel my body with good quality fuel, which involves fewer empty carbohydrates. If they don't have a lot of fiber in them, I don't need them. And I'm also trying to stay away from gluten as much as I can, because that really gums up my digestion and just makes me feel miserable. So that's kind of the physical taken care of. And then, if it's kind of trite, but that whole mind, body, spirit thing, I'm really trying to take a holistic approach to my wellness. And so the physical, the body part is doing pretty well, but the mind and the spirit, sometimes not so much. I'm really trying to refocus on my faith. I'm not going to bring that into many of the videos because it's really no one's business but mine. And I don't want to offend anyone or alienate anyone who might get good things out of the rest of the content by going on and on about my faith. So just rest assured, I'm reconnecting to my faith. I am praying more, etc., reading more, and just really trying to connect to that. And that is helping me get my stress under control. I garden for stress reduction. That the time that I spend out in the garden, especially the time I spend in my own garden, is one thing, which I love it. It helps put food on my table. But the part of gardening that really warms my heart and brings more joy to my life is the gardening that I do as a master gardener. We are required to get a certain number of volunteer hours every year to maintain our master gardener certification. And so I volunteer at a few sites that are very near and dear to me. And I get a lot out of just the interaction with the other volunteers at those gardens, with the mission of the spaces that the gardens are in, that sort of thing. So that's some physical, because it is physical work. I've spent more time gardening this week than I have in a long time, because I had 3 back-to-back days of volunteering. So I'm a little bit worn out right now, but that's okay. That's okay. That's part of it. Wearing yourself out, doing good work is a good thing. Don't overdo it. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 2004, I think, right around there. And maybe 2005, I don't know. Anyway, and I know with that diagnosis comes a lot of being careful not to overdo things. If I work my muscles too much, it could put me into a flare that makes it very difficult for me to do anything else for several days. Sometimes up to a week, sometimes a month. I had one flare that I could not get to break. Another thing that's a trigger for me is poor quality sleep. And so I really have to work on my stress levels, my sleep hygiene, which is a topic for another video perhaps. But one of the things I did do to facilitate my sleep is give up caffeine, and that has helped. It's really weird to be off of caffeine after being a 2 pot of coffee drinker, the fully leaded stuff, for years and years and years. But I'm now, except for the caffeine that's in decaf coffee, because decaf does have some caffeine in it. Don't let anyone tell you that it doesn't. But that's really the only caffeine I'm getting these days. And that has certainly helped me be able to get better quality sleep. One of the things I really love about my Fitbit is I wear it while I sleep, and it helps kind of keep track of the time that I go to sleep, the times that I'm awake, when I'm in REM, that sort of thing. So I've got all that data, and you'll discover if you stick around through this journey, I love data. Data analysis is my jam. I do a lot of it for my job, and so I spend a lot of time looking at data and how I can change my behavior to reflect changes in the data. So if I work out today, am I going to sleep better? That sort of thing. So just a few minutes here today to talk about the fact that wellness is not just about your weight. It's not just about the number on the scale. It's about your whole person, the holistic approach to wellness. It's getting your mind in order, which means if you need therapy, go get it. If you need a friend to talk to, find, and if you don't have a friend to talk to, my email is going to be down in the description below. So feel free to hit me up in email, and I'll be glad to carry on a conversation with you. If you would like to be Fitbit friends, I'll put my Fitbit username down in the description, and you can be a Fitbit friend with me and show me up. That's fine. Because some days I get 1,000 steps, some days I get 10,000 steps. It just really depends on my day, how I'm feeling. Am I in a flare that day? But come along with me on this wellness journey. I'm hoping maybe the next one we'll do a weight check. I did a weight check when we first started. I am, though it scares me to death, being open and honest with this whole thing and showing everybody what I weigh, which is really scary because I've hidden that number even from my husband before. So I'm really trying to be open with this conversation and with this journey so that you can feel like you can be open and honest in your own journey. And I think that's all I have for you today for Wellness Wednesday. So until next time, be happy, be healthy, be you.